Hi. Hi, Seemin.
Hi,
Can you
Tripti.
hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes.
All right. So, cool. Let's just wait for a minute. We'll see, let people join in and then we can start. Yeah, for a minute.
Cool. No problem.
So, where are you? Are you in London?
I'm just on the outskirts, so I'm actually towards the south of the country, so it's relatively warmer here near the
Okay. Oh,
sea.
nice. Okay, I think it's all set up for the Christmas and the New Year's, right?
It
Holiday
is. It
season.
is. Lots of Christmas trees, lots of lights, people getting excited about Christmas, so that's wonderful.
Nice, nice. All right, then let's just begin with the session. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Tech Talk session. I am so excited to have you all here today. And I am Tripti Sinha. I'll be your host from Tech Jobs Fair. And I'm here with our special guest, Miss Seemin Sureli, today. So, Seemin is a trailblazing figure in the dynamic tech industry from the United Kingdom, renowned for her remarkable achievements in fostering innovation and spearheading transformative initiatives. Beyond her professional accomplishments, Seaman is a devoted mother to two vibrant young children. Through her leadership, she has championed initiatives aimed at amplifying the representation of women in software industry, reflecting her deep-seated belief in the critical role of diversity in fostering organizational prosperity. So let's welcome her. Welcome to the session, Seaman. How
Hi,
are you
Tripti.
today?
It's really good. It's really good. I'm doing really well and really excited to be a part of this and speak to you guys.
All right, and thank you so much for joining us today. Yes. Before we start with the topic, right, which is how to deliver successful tech transformation, right? Before talking on the topic in the session today, I would like you to talk, like take us through your journey in the industry and talk a little more about yourself.
Yeah, of course. You were very generous in your introduction. I am currently working as VP of Engineering for a company called Prima. It's a car insurance company, well, insurtech, really. My background, my career has always been in software engineering. It is something that has been a passion of mine since I was in school. I love maths and physics and got involved in that. And then after my master's, I started working for a company that used to develop software for training air traffic controllers. So I worked a little bit in the aerospace industry. And then I went in and worked in electronics manufacturing as a software engineer and got to work with companies like Audi and BMW on their production lines. That was very interesting as well. Moved on from that point and worked a little bit in the e-commerce side of it and more into web development and services and those kind of things. And then eventually got into leadership. I worked in an insurance company, AXA, as a lead engineer, and then I went for to work for an e-commerce company as a head of engineering, and kind of did the whole transformation initiative there. And my love for tech transformations kind of started there because I feel like it is a major part of the industry. A lot of companies go through that, and there are common mistakes that people do in there. And I'm here sharing some of the learnings over time that I have built on. Hopefully, people will find it beneficial.
That's nice. That's nice. So it's been a beautiful journey of yours, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's been
And
amazing.
also we'll have like a Q&A, yeah, in the end. So thank you for giving your journey to us and sharing your experience about the industry. We'll have like a few, maybe I'll ask few questions to you about the topic, which is the tech transformation, right? And let's see how that goes. Yeah.
Of course.
So I would actually want to know, like, the key elements that we should keep in mind while having a tech transformation, like, during the
Yeah,
process.
okay, cool. So basically there are several aspects of a tech transformation. Let's say you just walked in and been given this responsibility of transforming the landscape of a company. there are some key elements you need to keep in mind. So the first thing is to understand the people and culture that you've just stepped into. This is often in tech transformations a forgotten element, but I would say that generally it sits between a successful and unsuccessful transformation, because if you don't understand really the people, the kind of people you're dealing with, what are their motivations, what sort of things they like and they belong to and they identify as, then you have very little chance of convincing them to change the way they're working on one way or the other. So, understanding of people and the culture you're going in is one of the key elements. Another thing is to understand the problem statement. So, when you have been asked to run a transformation initiative, there's generally a reason why you've been asked to do it. So you need to understand clearly what the motivation behind that transformation is. Is it that the company wants to be more modern? Is it that they are already modern, but they're not happy with the direction they're going, and
Right.
it doesn't align with their ambitions, or is it something else? You need to really understand the problem statement that you're dealing with before you go in and apply any of those tech transformation rules or whatever you want to put in place. And the third thing I would add as a key element is to understand the skill set of the people, not only that you are communicating with, but also the skill set of the people who will be responsible for implementing aspects of that tech transformation. So you could be and going in assuming that people, let's say, are extremely experienced in that area, so you might give them a responsibility, but then suddenly you realize that actually they were not at the level of responsibility that you have given them, and that can have a knock-on effect on the transformation overall. So to
Right.
understand that, one of the key elements is also to understand the skill set of the people
Mhm.
you're dealing with. So those would be my three key elements.
So it's good to know about your, goal that you want to achieve before moving forward with the tech transformation. Like you should know where you're aiming at, right?
Yes, yes,
Nice.
of course.
So what do you think, people have like a common mistakes during the, transformation programs? What are the mistakes, they usually tend to do in these programs?
I think yeah, there are several things, but I think again, I'll start with the same theme, and I will say that um, people can underestimate the impact of culture on the strategy that they have made of tech transformation. So you could have like the best plan, but if you haven't understood the demographic of the
Hmm.
people that you're dealing with, you will not be able to deliver that. So that's a common mistake people do. That's why I would say one of the things I said, go in by knowing the people and culture. That would be that would be the key. And another thing is that when you are going into a company or you're responsible for delivering a tech transformation, you are essentially asking people to change the way they're working or they're thinking in one way about one thing or another. And in order for them to be able to do that, they should be able to trust you. And you without establishing that trust, you won't be able to take the whole ship in another direction. So that's a big thing to build trust. And I think that another mistake that people tend to do is they shy away from making tough calls. So, when I mean about tough calls, is that a lot of the times you might have to decide about one direction or another in terms of technology, even about people. You might have to make some tough decisions. And people tend to shy away from it because obviously we all want a utopian world where everybody gets on with everything, where everybody buys into all of the technology, but you're not going to get that. And I don't think that the best creative spaces even look like that. Best creative spaces are where people are challenging each other. They are
Right.
creating new ideas. So if you are going into that and you don't you shy away from making those decisions and making those tough calls, then you won't get to a point where people are really working on their best. So that's also another mistake to be aware of. Another thing is that your hiring strategy should always align with the goals that you're trying to achieve. So, for example, if you want to build a certain type of tech, you need to assess again, if you have assessed the skill set of the people, when you are hiring, going out and hiring, make sure that you're doing hiring for the things that you don't, for the skill set you don't have, and the gaps you need to fill. So it's almost
Mm,
like you need to do smart hiring. So a mistake people tend to do is that they keep on adding people because they want to transform, without really having a vision of what exact skill set in what place they need the most, and then
right.
hiring, and then informing their hiring decisions according to that. So um, those things. And also the lastly, I would say a common mistake also is not defining what success looks like. So an example of this would be that you go into a company and you think that their transformation in your head looks like this, so you might take everybody in that direction. But if you
Mhm.
don't reconcile all of your understanding with the understanding of the company and their expectation, then you might be taking them in a completely different direction to whatever is acceptable or whatever it was even wanted for them. So an understanding of the direction of what success looks like and why you're going there is paramount, and not to do that mistake will help you achieve success in transformation.
Right. So what I can understand is, like, like, although you can have like a lot of experience in the field of, the tech and everything, but as long as you don't understand the demographics of the maybe your audience and the company, it's very difficult to bring the goal, to place, like the
Yes,
transformation to
I
place.
think, yeah, to understand the demographics of the company, to understand the people and the culture, and also how, in terms of transformation, what does transformation look like in the heads of the people of the company, right? So,
Right, right.
the how, if you talk to the executive team, your CEOs, CTOs, how do they define the transformation? Because if they define it in a very different way than you define it, then you might be achieving great on your own scale, but you will never
Yeah,
achieve what they would like you
the
to achieve.
company, exactly, exactly. Right. Thank you so much. That was really, really insightful. And like, I would want to know, like, there are so many aspiring professionals, right, who want to create their like journey or start their journey in this industry. So, what advice would you like to give to those professionals who are looking to start on a tech transformation journey?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of tech transformation, I would say that my advice, and I know that, again, this is often an overlooked element in the tech industry, is that your connection and the trust that you do with people is your single biggest contributor to the success of your transformation. So, for example, if you're running something and you are trying to convince people to go in a certain direction, and you are unable to convince them, you have essentially failed. So, my biggest advice to say is that make the people your priority going in, and lead with empathy, lead with understanding of the people, and really you can fix and present a solution to a problem only when you have really understood the problem domain first. So understand that domain and make a connection with people would be my advice.
That's nice. That's nice. And like you said, right, that people end up hiring just number of uh, employees to the company without understanding where exactly they're lagging. So, like, how is it possible for them to understand that where exactly they're lagging and where exactly do they need the transformation in the company, and then in order to hire the right person, or the just not looking at the numbers, but they'll hire the right person. So how do
Yeah,
they understand this lag?
I think one of the things I would say is that a lot of the times you can go in. There are a number of tools available to you if you want to understand the skill set of your teams. So
Hmm.
you can do something like a skill mapping exercise and figure out and evaluate where everybody is, and then evaluate. People can self evaluate, or their line managers can evaluate them, and then you can set expectation of certain levels, and then figure out really and create a whole matrix of where everybody is. This exercise is really good to give you an insight of where talent versus skill set is, and then where is the need for hiring. So the next time you go out to hire someone, you use that plan to say, oh, by the way, we identified these are massive gaps in our skills in terms of our workforce, so we can go out and hire for those skills in particular. So you can have a very tailored and smart hiring strategy depending on the insights you've gained from assessing the people you have.
Yeah. So that evaluation is very important within. Right.
Yes, yes.
All right. I'll just have one last question for you. Yeah. So, what do you think is like the one factor maybe that distinguishes a successful transformation from the failed ones?
Um, this is a good question, because I think that a lot of the times most transformations actually fail. So having a successful transformation itself is quite an anomaly there, because a lot of the people are. It is difficult to deliver a successful transformation. But the distinguishing factor is that if you look back and you see a fundamental shift in the way that people were doing things from one to the other, and they are aligned with the business objectives to the direction of the business, then you have achieved a significant transformation. And I think that thinking about tech and transformation, you also have to think about a constant journey. So you might be undertaking a bigger project or a program of work, which would give the entirety of the business a new transformation. But eventually in tech, that the small on a smaller scale, we will have to transform and change technology and move alongside the industry. So those transformations happen in various sizes, and the way we achieve success is alignment with the business and make sure that we left the place in a better way than we found it.
Great. So, just to add up a little more, is it possible, like, once you fail and then you restart the journey, like, keeping those consequences that you faced in the last transformation? So, do you think, like, is it right to start right after the failure, or like again take some time out, evaluate the process, and then maybe make the next move?
I would say preparation is extremely important. If you prepare well and you analyze the lay of the land, and you know your
Hmm.
people, you know the culture, you know the skill set, you know the problem statement, so you've taken the time to understand all of those areas, then you can go at very high speed very quickly. But I would
Yeah.
recommend that not going from one failed transformation into straight into a different one. Um, but waiting, taking the time you need to analyze all those factors, and then going in and informing your decisions based on the value and the knowledge that you have now gained would really pay off.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Mm.
Nice. Thank you so much. Your insights have been so valuable, and thank you for your active participation in the session. Unfortunately, we have some time constraints, and we'll have to bring our session to the end, right? And do you have anything that you want to add from your side before we, end the live?
Yeah, one of the things I would say is that don't get, to the people out there in the industry, don't get disheartened by failure, because failure is also a way to learn things. Okay. So a failed tech transformation is a huge lesson for you. Learn from that failure and then be successful in the
Mm,
future. But make sure you're constantly looking into all of those things retrospectively. You're assessing your choices, and then your next move would be informed by the previous move. So failure is not bad. Failure is a lesson.
yeah. Yeah, they say that once you fail, just bounce back stronger.
That's it. That's the
Take some
attitude.
time, yeah, take some time out, prepare yourself, and just, bounce back stronger.
Yes, it. That's
All
it.
right. Also, a quick update to all our viewers. Like, if you're interested in building your career in tech industry, we have our upcoming event in London happening next year on 14th of March. and you can just log on to techjobsfair.com and get your tickets from there. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. Until next time, take care and have a great day. Thank you
All
so
right.
much, Simin.
Thank
Have
you.
a great
Thank you.
day.
All right. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.